Today, we are going all the way out to South Africa, and Andrew Thompson, the designated managing broker, is here with us today. We're going to talk about the real estate market in South Africa. Andrew. Andrew, how you doing, man?
Jason, absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for the opportunity to chat to your audience and to chat to you. And just love your attitude and your approach to life and what you're doing for real estate. Thank you so much.
Hey, likewise, man. I appreciate this collaboration. And this is what it's all about, that we could share these times together and learn about what's going on. Real estate's always so interesting, isn't it?
Absolutely. You know, we got an incredible market here in South Africa, Jason. You know, 5.3 trillion rands contribution to the GDP. There are about 44,000 real estate professionals in our country. And what a great place to initiate EXP and just bring in this dynamic company and be a very proud, call it, founder of EXP South Africa. So I'm delighted to be chatting to you about it today. And I think you'll feel the energy, not only from myself, but my leadership team and what's happening from a South African point of view. I do want to mention this past week, we hit 800 agents as part of our team, and we'll maybe talk a little bit about that later.
I would love to hear about your visions and your focus, because I have seen great things happening. The leadership team talks about you guys all the time. And so it would be an honor to learn a little bit more on that. And we also want to talk about the real estate market too, what's happening in your area. But before all that, who's Andrew Thompson, man? I mean, tell us your story and how you got to where you are in real estate today, my friend.
Jason, quite an interesting story. I was a hotelier by trade, and I started out as a trainee in the hotel business. I went to a hotel school, started in the hospitality game. I was a trainee. I made beds and I cooked breakfast and I did all those things, and started right down rock bottom housekeeping and maintenance and everything to do with waitering and chefing and that sort of thing. Anyway, I ended up over an 18, 19-year period, I ended up managing 31 hotels between Zimbabwe, Botswana, and South Africa, and oversaw the general managers in that profession. And I think just, you know, you fall in love with your business and the hospitality business. And what actually happened to me, I was away from home 250 days in a year, 125 flights in the year, and obviously you end up marrying the hotel business. So I decided to exit it, and I got into the development game and started doing large-scale mixed-use developments here in South Africa, 2,000 opportunities, up to 4,500 opportunities per development, mainly residential, bit of commercial, retail, hospitality, all involved in these gated communities that we do here. And what I found out through that experience is I started mixing with real estate professionals. I started training up real estate professionals to sell within our developments. So I got to know all the competitors that are out there at the present moment. And I almost became a coach, a trainer, an educator, but more around the developments. And what I loved about it was that it gave me the ability to sell destinations. And I could put developments and destinations and countries on the map. And I started talking around the world as to our developments that we were doing in country. I had a very short stint with Keller Williams. We bought a small real estate franchise operation, ran that for 15 months, grew it to 51 agents. And the idea behind that was we wanted reach across the world. And at that particular time, a little birdie landed on my shoulder and said EXP was coming to South Africa. And my eyes lit up and I just thought, wow, here's an opportunity that I don't want to miss. I'd heard about Glenn Sanford. I'd heard about Jason Gessing. I knew Michael Valdez had just joined EXP. And I went in for my first interview as an avatar in EXP World. And quite a funny experience. I'll finish off now. But as an avatar, I by mistake sat on Michael Valdez's lap. And it was such a funny experience. I'll never, ever forget that. And ever since then, started EXP South Africa on the 4th of August, 2020. And we got our license mid-December 2020, and we've traded since then. And I was saying earlier, we started as number 5,000 brokerage size in South Africa because we had 0 agents.
Sure.
And this last week, we announced 800 agents. We are now effectively the 9th largest real estate company in South Africa as it stands by agent count.
Woo!
Wonderful story, great experience, and just loving every moment of what we do on a day-to-day basis. It's fantastic.
Wow. So what great. So in a matter of 3 years, it hasn't even been 3 years. And yet you've been able to take it to that number 9 spot. Gosh, God bless you. That truly relies on the leadership, the vision, all that stuff. You're a true leader. And this is why I want to collaborate and have this Champions Corner edition with you too. You know, who inspires you? You talk about some amazing leaders out there as well. So who's inspiring you to keep doing the things that you're doing, helping change lives and helping grow a fantastic global brokerage?
You know, Jason, I listen to all the top leaders within EXP, and that's in particular the agents. You know, we've got some big networkers, very influential people. We've got Steve Johnston here in South Africa. We've got Bill Campbell here locally, actually living in Canada, but promoting EXP South Africa. I sort of rubbed shoulders in the early part with Brent Gove and Gene Fredericks and Chuck Fazio. And these gentlemen just threw huge amount of energy into my experience. And what I loved about their approach was just that approach of attracting really influential people and producing agents. And we've done that very successfully here in South Africa. And through those very own agents, through their own successes, they've had the ability to bring in an audience of other agents. And you know who really inspired me right in the beginning was I met with Jason Gessing, and Jason just spoke to me about growth. And he spoke about a good agent attracting another great agent, and a really successful businessman attracting another successful businessman. And what I've really learned through the likes of Jesse Hill and Glenn Sanford, pay your agents on time, make sure it's accurate, have a happy agent out there, and the story just spreads. And, you know, I think the philosophy here locally in South Africa, we hardworking individuals. We don't mind putting in the grind for 24/7. We're willing to help other people. And it just fits into our whole philosophy of positivity, collaboration, agents helping agents. And Glenn Sanford, I must say, has truly inspired me to be able to go out there and state, we want to be the most agent-centric real estate company on the planet. That is inspiration of note.
It so is. And when you hear those words come from him, it just, you know, it's going to happen, right?
Absolutely. Just a bit of a side story. I met Glenn in his office, my first meeting with him, 30 minutes in EXP World. And I think, you know, Jason, he's a Canadian guy living in the USA, obviously created wealth through real estate. And we've got one word in South Africa, a very descriptive Afrikaans word, and it's a word called lekker. And lekker means it's really, really nice. Okay, so what I met with Glenn, and he spoke nothing about his company, nothing about him. He just wanted to find out about me and my lifestyle and my family. And I left his office, and you know, we work through work chat, etc. And I received a work chat from him afterwards, and that work chat just basically said, Andrew, thank you very much for joining my company. Have a lekker day, okay, which means have a really, really nice day. And every time he has a birthday, I send him a message to say, have a lekker birthday, okay, and have a super birthday. Little bit of a story. There you go.
That's such a cool, way to make a friendship right there. That is, I love it. Thank you for sharing that story too. It's just simply beautiful. Man, you have so much to give. And again, I love the energy that just comes across right here. You know, and as you help develop your organization, your brokerage out in South Africa, what's happening in real estate? Talk to us about the real estate market of South Africa and just, the ups, downs, and where you see it going.
Yeah, so start off with company. So in 15 months, we became debt-free, cash flow positive, profitable company within 15 months. So that sends a signal out to the rest of the world that a real estate company arriving in South Africa with disruptive technology, low overhead costs in terms of operations, that is absolutely key in terms of how you operate and how you do a startup business in a new country. And I think that's a very important message, because I think even at the moment, it's regarded as a shifting market. And when you in a shifting market, one thing you want to do is most certainly save costs. Okay. The other thing that you do want to do, you want to put money into marketing. And the other thing that you really want to do, you want to double up in terms of lead generation. So you want to go out there and attract more sellers and get owner information and make sure that you secure the stock. So what we found in South Africa, our agent team is most certainly doing that from an EXP South Africa point of view. But there has been a shift in the market. We've seen movement to lower priced property in the residential side. We've seen movement from the inner city areas to the coastal regions because people can work from home. So they're moving from a high-end property to a coastal property in a smaller town, in a smaller village. And we're seeing it as a bit of a semigration into a more beautiful environment where the cost of living is a whole lot less and people are adapting their homes to work from home. And it just makes absolute sense. So you've seen a big movement down to Cape Town, the Garden Route, down to places like Jeffreys Bay, Port Alfred, Durban, etc., all the coastal towns along our 3,700 kilometers of coastline, whatever it is. So that movement has certainly taken place. What we've also seen is there's big demand on the commercial side of properties and big deals going down. So whilst commercial opportunities exist, the big demand is for light industrial space in particular. There's demand for retail on a mid-market sort of scale. And then commercial office parks and blocks, conversion of those buildings are now starting to take place into residential type of opportunities. And I think what is absolutely key is big deals can be done on game farms, farm environments, hospitality operations, and those kind of facilities. Most certainly still at the moment from an international point of view, to get a good return on your buck at the end of the day, Cape Town, great destination, no doubt in my mind.
It is beautiful, all those areas that you've mentioned. And so you're seeing a large buyer pool wanting to work from home, is what you said, right?
Absolutely. You know, people are certainly, they've realized through systems that are available. And when I refer back to real estate, you know, the for sale and the on show and all of that taking place, we've got tools where you can actually do it through Frame VR. You can do it through virtual show houses as opposed to having to travel 4 or 5 times to a home. So just on the real estate front, that's already made an impact. And I just think of real techno people that are now doing all their Zoom calls, their Google Meet calls, their virtual offices. They've got the ability to work from home. So we're seeing vacancies, and I speak where I live, we're seeing vacancies in office space where those office spaces are not being taken up again. And obviously the rate per square meter has come down there quite radically in terms of capital outlay, capital purchase, and so on.
Yeah, a lot of great ideas, though, like you were saying, taking those commercial properties and turning them into a residential of some sort. So that's a great piece to even tie into the future. So I love where it's going and the possibilities that are out there. What do you envision as this year progresses that the real estate market there in South Africa will increase? Or, you know, will we see more of these commercial properties decrease? Will we see that residential increase? Will the money be the same too?
I think most certainly the commercial side, the light industrial side, and the retail side, I think we're going to see an up in that regard, most definitely. We've seen a bit of a leveling in terms of pricing from a residential point of view, but we're seeing a lot of movement in the lower end of the market. We're seeing movement at those sort of lower end, low to mid-market properties. And every now and again, you're selling a high-end sort of property. I think the property market in South Africa is still extremely buoyant. And like I say, a foreigner that's buying on a dollar-based economy on an 18-to-1 basis, you can get a really good luxury home here in South Africa at a great value comparatively.
Good. Well, we'll do some talking sidebar after this, and maybe we could do a partnership to invest out there and make some extra money.
100%.
Awesome. Hey, you have given us tons of great information, and again, we appreciate this collaboration and your willingness to take time out of your busy schedule to meet with us and enlighten the masses. So awesome. But before we wrap this up too, you mentioned before, you've been able to take this company and you went from number 5,000 to number 9 in less than 3 years. Because you have such a great vision and you're backed by such great leaders as well. So I wanted to revisit that conversation too, because what is your vision? You've got, what'd you say, 800 so agents right now. What's your vision for this year going into the next 3, 5, 10 years for the South Africa market and yourself?
Jason, the numbers speak for themselves. So, we've got 800 plus agents at the present moment. We've got close to 300 agents in our join application. So my estimation is within a two and a bit months period, we will be at 1,000 agents here locally. And if those 1,000 agents just bring one agent, there should be no reason why we won't be at 2,000 agents by the end of this year. Take that a step further. I predict in the next 2 years from now, we'll be at around about 4,000 agents, which is around at approximately 10% of market. That would take us to number 1 in terms of agent size in South Africa.
There you go.
And yeah, most definitely. I think the most important thing is you do want to be the biggest, but you do want to be the best. And I think where we've really got it right in South Africa, us as a leadership team, we're very supportive, we're very accessible, we're extremely personalized, and we don't want to lose sight of that. We phone our agents on their birthday. I phone personally to wish them a happy birthday. We send small gifts through to our agents. We really excite our agent team up. And what actually happens through our agent team, they do exactly the same to their own audiences and their own family and community of real estate professionals around them. We do have competitors out there. There's no doubt in my mind, but I really believe there's a fit for everybody. And EXP just, been voted one of the best places to work for the past 6 years. That is a huge accolade. And I also refer back to what Glenn Sanford said. If you can make sure that your net promoter score is right up there, which is how the agents judge you as a performing company, your production is there automatically. So look after your agents, look after your people, and the production purely happens. Really excites me, 100%.
I love it. And I'm a true believer of that too. Let's take care of each other. And yeah, everything else will fall into place too. What great words of wisdom, my friend. So again, thank you for all of your time today. This Champions Corner has definitely been Laka. Did I say it right?
You said it right. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, right. Good.
Fantastic.
That is awesome. And Andrew, I certainly appreciate everything you're doing for us. Continue the success in South Africa. Keep pushing, keep thriving, and sky's the limit, my friend. I know with your leadership, we're going to get many places.
Jason, thank you very much indeed. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, Andrew, thank you so much. Hey, if anybody needs to get in touch with you, whether it's a referral or they need some business in South Africa, how can they reach out to you?
Yeah, email address is andrew.thompson@exprealty.net. You can also go to expsouthafrica.co.za website. I would give you my cell phone number, but anyone that wants to get a hold of me on work chat from an EXP point of view, just dial in there, Andrew Thompson. You can speak to me directly. And like Jason has said, we really understand how the revenue share model works from an EXP South Africa, from an international perspective. We take a very unselfish approach on that. So if I can assist you with your growth and assist you with growing a global international footprint of real estate professionals across the globe, including South Africa, I'd be delighted to help you. Thank you very much indeed.
Andrew, thank you. I wish you continued success again. Hey, and thank you so much, my man, for joining us. And everybody else, thank you for watching us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave some comments for Andrew. We'll make sure he gets all that stuff. And then join us next time. We're going to be coming up with more great editions of the Champions Corner. Andrew, thank you, and have a great day, everybody.